Now, I just want to spend a couple of minutes talking about retainerships and retainer agreements because I have a couple of people who I talk to, and they tell me they have retainer agreements with companies. A retainership is a very, very good way of a company or a business staying afloat. It keeps a steady flow of income coming in to the company. But I've come to realize that a lot of people don't know what a retainership is, or what a retainer agreement is, or what the conditions of a retainership is. Because when I talk to people and they say, oh yeah, I have some companies I'm on retainership with, they tell me, oh, they have me work for a month and they pay me at the end of the month. So they do the work for the span of a month, or for some even a number of months, and they get paid at the end of the month. Now, I would like to tell you that that's not a retainership. If you're not being paid upfront in advance, you do not have a retainership agreement. Being paid upfront is what makes it a retainership. It's the payment that retains you, not the company's word, not the fact that you're working with them every month. It's the fact that they are paying you in advance. That payment you collect in advance, it is what retains you as a professional. So if you're not being paid in advance and you're working for a company for the span of a month or maybe even longer than a month, and they're paying you at the end of that month, you are not on a retainer agreement. You don't have a retainership with them. They're not retaining you. That is pretty much employment. They are employing you. You become an employee. The only difference is you might be an employee that is allowed to work remotely, but you're still paid at the end of the month like a staff. So we must get that definition of retainership right, so you know what a retainer is. I'm not sure whether companies do this out of ignorance or a sense of manipulating uninformed business people and say, work for me for a month, I pay at the end of the month, and that will be a retainer agreement. No, that's not a retainer. The very key thing about a retainer is that you are paid upfront in advance. That money they are paying you is what retains you for the period of that month or the period of that year that you work for them. So they pay you first for the work you haven't done, the work they hope or they expect you, not hope, the work they expect you to do for them. When you have that kind of agreement, now that's a retainer.